chances are your organic traffic is down from where it was just a few years ago. Time spent on your site might also be down. But some of your visitors are showing up ready to talk business as soon as they arrive. What's going on here? Today we're talking to Jean-Christophe Pitié, Chief Marketing and Partnerships Officer at Contentsquare, about the billions of data points his company uses to analyze digital experiences. Welcome to Conversations with Martech. This episode of Conversations with Martech is brought to you by SEMrush. Meet your unfair advantage, a new SEMrush uniting search and AI discovery into one powerful marketing growth engine, delivering richer detail, more keywords, deeper AI insights, and prioritized next steps. With SEMrush, you can turn total brand visibility into coordinated action. Get a 14-day free trial and a discount code. Visit martech.org/SEMrush-coupon or scan the QR code.
Good morning, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here and with your audience. So I'm Jean-Christophe Pitié here. So you can call me JC. It's probably shorter and easier for you. I'm in charge of marketing and partnerships at Contentsquare. So who is Contentsquare? So Contentsquare is a French board, but now American headquarter company based in New York. And we do help brands understand how their customers are actually experiencing their digital journeys on their websites or apps. What does that mean? We analyze, we capture behavioral signals, what users do on a website. If they click, scroll, type, go backward, and so on, what they do. And we do that across websites, mobile apps, even now increasingly on conversations, chatbots. And it gives us a ton of data and insights on, hey, what's working, not working, what content converts better. And so we can help brands improve their either customer experience, their customer engagement, or even revenue and conversions. So that's what we do. We have, so we capture trillions of interactions. We are powering 1.3 million websites from small. We have a small brand called Hotjar, or small business. And then we are also powering 2,500 enterprise websites with very well-known brands like, ASICS, Louis Vuitton, Nestle, Samsung, Goldman Sachs. I can keep going on. Worldwide company, half probably in the US, the rest in Europe of the business. And yes, that's what we do. And I'm sure we're going to talk about AI a lot, but later in the discussion, but I'm going to stop here.
It's not officially a conversation if we don't talk about AI. So yeah, we'll get it. You mentioned the trillions of data points. So let's talk about, you guys are able to put together digital experience research that Contentsquare released for 2026. And let's start where most web visitors start, which is discovery. And I'm guessing that, here's where we get to AI. I'm guessing organic search is continuing to shrink for a lot of websites out there. Is that true?
It is totally true. Organic traffic, is going down. But maybe let me take 10 seconds to explain the benchmark you just mentioned. So to give you to share a little bit about the methodology. So the last one we did for last Q4, so it was during peak season, Black Friday holiday. And we analyzed, 99 billion sessions across more than 6,000 websites or brands. So it gives you a very good idea of what's happening in the World Wide Web, in the B2C world. And so what we realized, and I'll go to your question about organic, but what we realized is that, as you said, digital discovery is totally being rewritten. And our world as marketer, I'm a marketer. Our world used to be very simple, For the last 15 years, it was, hey, how do I win the search box? How do I get this blue link the highest as possible on the Google search engine? And now this model is fragmented. And so, yes, we are seeing some big shifts happening in traffic. And the first one is overall traffic is declining and it's getting more expensive to get traffic, but we probably deep dive. But then organic traffic, to go to your question, is going down, and it's down 9% year over year. And so now it's less than 25% of the overall traffic of our brands, the brands we surveyed. And there are many reasons behind it. I'm happy to go behind, but some of it is a rise of paid search. Another one is a rise, the increase of zero-click answers. We are seeing more and more. But that's what we see. So yes, organic traffic going down. You're right. Paid traffic, and there are two things happening, and we'll go to AI, but paid traffic is about 42% of visits. So, I said organic 25% going down, paid is 42, and within paid, it's search and social. Paid social is going up a lot. It's going up 18%. So it's a TikTok, Meta, Instagram of the world, and TikTok is taking a big share of it. And finally, which is interesting, I think, for your audience and customer, so direct traffic to brands. So customer going directly to, Walmart or Best Buy without typing search, direct traffic, it continues to increase. And it's about 29% of the overall traffic, and it continues to go up, which means someone are either skipping search or they already made their decision somewhere else. But that's overall in 2 minutes what we are seeing on traffic. But yes, traffic is down, and I'm sure we're going to deep dive.
Right, and that last part really speaks to the importance of brand value, right? If you are thinking about a product and you immediately know who sells it, who you want to do business with, you're going to skip the search, whether you're searching with Google or whether you're searting with an LLM or TikTok. Skip all that, right? Walmart sells a lot of stuff.
You're spot on. And I think what we have all been seeing, I'm stating the obvious, but we're seeing it in data, is like the discovery is being more and more fragmented. Now you have search engines, of course, but social platform, I talked about TikTok or Instagram, marketplaces, communities, the Reddit, AI assistant, and we'll come to that. And all of them are in parallel. So this discovery is getting very, very fragmented.
Yeah, let's talk about those visitors that come from LLMs, from AI-driven search. I've heard 18% of people roughly have kind of thrown out traditional search and gone full bore into LLMs as their search engine of record. How do the visitors that come through an LLM and through some sort of AI search differ from the folks who came from Google and went through the 10 blue links and did it the old-fashioned way?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Just before your comment about the 18%, it's interesting because we have surveyed customers. That's what they say. And I think that's how we feel. Probably you and I use more and more, ChatGPT or Gemini to do search. But when we look at the data is interesting. We look at these 99 billion sessions we surveyed, and such LLM referred traffic, is only 0.2%. So it's only 200 million sessions last quarter. So it's not small, but it's only 0.2%. It went up by 600%. So it's, as we expect, it's going up massively, but I would not say it's super material yet. And when I talk to customers or other CMO, we all have the same numbers. It's roughly below 1% of our traffic on our website, but going up. But to your point, you're spot on. The key part is these customers or these visitors are very high intent. And we see it, they've done their research before, they're further along in their research, When you come from a traditional search engine, usually you come on the website, you do the exploration, gather information, blah, 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 you do all of that on the website. When you come from an AI, an LLM on an AI search engine, you've done a lot of the research already beforehand. So your intent is very high. And we see it in the conversion rates. We see that the conversion rate of these customers has been going up very, very quickly. I think it grew up by 55% in the last quarter over quarter. So the more people use the LLM, the more they trust them, and the more the conversion rate goes up. So the intent of this customer is much higher. You're right.
Google used to show you, these are the keywords that people are searching, and they're coming to your website. Now people are having entire conversations off of your website, and you have no idea what was said in that conversation before they show up at your site.
Yeah, no, and it's totally right. And I used to say, talking with my peers as a CMO, we used to think about, hey, the homepage and customers are starting their journey on my website. Now, to a certain extent, they are finishing it on your website to do the last mile. And it's a big shift, on how you think about it. It's almost like your homepage, your PDP, your product detail page is almost, if you're in B2C, is almost your new homepage. Because customers are coming and they really know, to your point, they really know what they want to do or find.
And there was another data point that you guys found that I feel like it might play into this, and that is that the time spent on websites has dropped. So do we think that that is an indication of that more in-depth research? They've got a lot of their questions answered already. They're coming to maybe confirm stuff and make a decision about whether they're going to buy and then complete the purchase. Is that what we think is going on there?
I think, yeah, you're right. The exact number we've seen is visitors spend 7% less time on average on the website. So yes, that's a material decrease. And you're right. Our correlation is it's probably due to the fact that do more of the discovery before. Causality, it's always a discussion between correlation and causality. We can't really prove it, but I think it's a very safe assumption to have.
What surprised you the most? You've got all these data points. You're able to track engagement on all these different sites. Obviously, big shifts that we've been talking about, the move away from traditional search to AI and how those visitors change. What really jumped out at you when you looked at the data and you were like, well, I did not expect that?
It's a good question. I would say probably two things. Probably more tactical, one more structural, I would say the tactical thing, we also for the first time this year, we started to analyze conversations. When I mean conversation, now you talk to bots or chatbots on the websites more and more, or you talk to agents, or human agents, or both sometimes. So we analyzed 22 million conversations. And I don't know if I was surprised, but with our technology, we can see, hey, what's the sentiment of these customers or visitors interacting with these chatbots or humans? And who do you think is going to win? We can analyze, is it a positive sentiment, negative sentiment? And so we could compare, hey, do they prefer the AI-only experience, the chatbot only, the hybrid experience, or talking to a human? I was not really surprised, but it was interesting to see that basically the satisfaction when interaction with a bot only was 29%, whereas satisfaction when customers interacted with a human being, not human, was 58%, so almost double. And it was hybrid, it was 57%. So again, I don't know if I was surprised, but everyone's putting AI and chatbot and so on, but people still love there is a future for hybrid and probably a combination of both human and AI, whatever we read in the press and we say. That's probably one of the, I don't know if it was a surprise, but it was interesting to see the gap in satisfaction. So that's probably a long way to go. The second one is, and you hit upon it, I don't know if I would call it a surprise, but it's more a confirmation, The fundamentals are not disappearing. Yes, AI is coming. It's going to radically reshape the discovery, how we shop, how we interact. But some fundamentals are still true. You mentioned it, brand, trust, frictionless experiences, or just I want to have a great experience. They're still even important. And even if the journeys, how we buy, purchase, and discover is going to change, I think this foundation is still going to be very true. And we see it every time across the survey. So it's not so much a surprise as a confirmation, like, hey, that's not going to change.
Yeah. And that, it kind of all plays in together, right? Because if your experience with a brand is that AI chatbot. And look, we've all gotten frustrated with an AI chatbot where it's not quite understanding what we're telling it to do. A problem you don't really get with a human, or you get a very different experience with a human, if that's the case. And that plays into your brand, right? Great. You talked to an AI thing, you got frustrated. That leaves a mark on how you feel about the brand. And when you feel good about the brand, you go to your LLM search and you mention the brand in the search. There's a big difference between that and a blind query with no brand in it, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think it's going to make the work of CMOs or head of digitals, in companies even more, how you could say, difficult or interesting, because now you have to cater for, as we said, it used to be a starting point, your website or your mobile app. Now it's both a starting point and a finish point. It used to be used to think only about your audiences, human beings. Now you also need to design experiences for agents, who are crawling your website and maybe sometimes are going to order on behalf of your customers. So the world is really, it's fascinating time to be in this business because our world is getting more and more complex and it's full of opportunities. But yes, it's not getting simpler.
That's right. All right, JC Pitié. Hope I said that right. Of Contentsquare. Thanks for joining us on Conversations with Martech.